Hi everyone, how's everyone feeling? I hope you guys are okay. It looks to me like everything is slowly turning back to normal. So for me, I have arrived in Malaysia and I'm currently in self-isolation. I'll tell you more about the process in my next vlog, but today I'm going to talk about what I think about the university overall. So I have officially graduated. Is it official? Nah, I have basically unofficially graduated from Warwick University, and to be honest, I feel like I've done the best that I can for the past 3 years. And here are my thoughts about Warwick University. So in first year, I I feel like my journey is a bit different than other people because for me, basically, I needed to get an A star AA to get into Warwick University for economics. But I got A star ABB. But fortunately for me, I was still able to get into Warwick. And even then, I did not know what was in my head. I was really not grateful in first year because I think for me I expected to be in a lively city, and that's the thing about Warwick. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere, and it's a campus-based university, and it wasn't something that I expected at first. So I had quite a tough time trying to adapt to the situation. So I spent every weekend going to London, where my friends are staying. Most of them were in London universities, so I spent a lot of my time in London. I think at that point, I just refused to talk to people in Warwick, and I was just trying to adapt to the fact that I wasn't in the university that I wanted, and I have to be there by myself, as an international student. And then I think for me, I also had a major culture shock. And that's one thing I think you have to expect, especially if you're a Muslim student like me. So I think my mistake was that I didn't write that I want to be in a quiet area. So I got myself in a situation where the accommodation is not quiet in first year. So that is something that you should take into account if you're a prospective student. If you want to be in a quiet area where there's not a lot of parties, then I would highly recommend you to mention that when you apply for your accommodation. But apart from that, I still got along with my flatmates. They respected my belief because I don't drink nor do I go partying. And they respected that. That's one thing about university. Like, I felt so welcomed, and I've also met friends who have similar interests with me. So in first year, I joined Malaysian Night, which is this musical theatre thing held by the Malaysian Society. So I was one of the main actors, and that was really, really nice. And I got to sing, and my future housemate would dance while I sing. So that was really, really fun. And I joined a lot of dance performances by classical and modern dance in first year, and that was fun as well because I've never danced in my life. I just remember being so awkward in the first few times. And then in my second term of first year, I've gotten more and more confident in dancing, and so I performed in Leamington. I was trying to juggle that, but unfortunately, I kind of sacrificed my studies in first year. So my advice to you is to try to juggle your time with extracurricular activities and studies as well. Don't abandon your studies, even though your first year does not count. Second year, I lived in Ulster, and we had 3 core modules: macroeconomics, microeconomics, and econometrics. And econometrics was something else. it was very different from statistics, and we had to learn Stata, which is this software that we use for economics, and I think I was unable to adapt to Stata, and I was just like, oh, what is going on here, you know. But honestly, second year was quite tough for me, because I think there was that added pressure as well, because 3 of my modules are 30 cats, so if you flunk at least one of them, like, it will really bring down your grades. So there was that pressure. And then I also chose optional modules which weren't something that I was passionate about.
And I'm like, why did I choose this module? I don't like it.
I just listened to other people's opinions, and then I chose that module, and I kind of regretted it in the end. So that was a lesson learned in second year. Please choose the modules that you like and you know that you can do. Because I realized that, okay, I am actually quite I can actually do micro. That's my strength. I enjoy game theory. I enjoy micro stuff, really. So I took that into account when choosing my modules in final year. So in final year, I prepared everything in the summer. So in summer of my second year, I did not do an internship, but I did a lot of self-discovery. I danced a lot when I was back home, and I took some time to research on what topic I wanted to do for my dissertation. And if you want to know more about my dissertation, go ahead and watch my dissertation vlog. I'll put a link down below. I really made sure that I research on every module that I wanted to take, and I think that that decision making, during the summer really paid off, because I genuinely enjoyed my final year. So how I divided my time for final year is that I condensed 4 optional modules into my first term and 2 optional modules in my second term. The reason why I did that is because in second term I wanted to focus on my dissertation, and then honestly it was quite tense in first term, but because I really do like what I was doing, I didn't find it quite tense. Like, I just did it, I just studied it consistently. And that's one thing I learned in university as well. You really need to do things bit by bit. Don't do everything in the last minute. You've got to make sure you're consistent. Right after lectures, write notes, write mind maps, ask questions to your seminar tutors or lecturers after the lecture and seminars respectively. Just be proactive, because it will really pay off when you revise for your exams in the third term. So so first term was really tense. I cut down on my extracurricular activities, and because I was injured as well in first term, so it was quite tough for me to do anything. But in second term, I had so much fun. I was because I only had 2 modules, so I had a lot of time to spend with my friends. I had a lot of time to bond with my triathlete friends, and we did this karaoke thing together. I'm going to show you now. And that's honestly the best moment of 2020. And I guess because of that, I can say that I did not regret anything. Looking back, I think I had a very good university life. Like, I have done a lot of things that I've always wanted to do prior to coming to the UK. And I really took away good friends. I'm I kind of bonded with the staff of from the economics department, and yeah, and here we are in self-isolation. But yeah, I'm just glad that everything worked well. Like, although this pandemic happened, even though I might not have a graduation, like I'm sure they will have a graduation, but it's just not in the near future. I feel like I did spend quality time with my friends already. In the end, I really stayed close to the people who empower me. I'm not the kind of person who have like a huge circle of friends, but I think when you're in a university, you really start to value friendship more, because you don't really have anyone else apart from them. Like, you really need your friends in order for you to survive university, because you're away with your parents for the first time, and they're so far away, so you don't really have anyone else except your friends in university. And that's one thing I can take away from this journey, is like I am going to miss all my friends, my friends from Malaysia and my friends from other parts of the world as well. I think for me, I'm actually quite sad. I'm having withdrawal symptoms right now because I can't see my friends who live in the UK and the other parts of the world. And my Malaysian friends can always come back and I can always visit them, but it's not really the same for the people who stay in other parts of the world. But yeah, there's always social media, there's always Skype, Zoom. So that's the beauty of the 21st century. But yeah, that's it from me. I had a really good time in Warwick University, and I wouldn't have had it any other way.